Hi, hey, how's it going? You know, I went to see Jaws about 20 years ago and I saw it 3 more times on TV. And it's the Jaws, the lock of life. Okay? The will and the love is shown in there because they wanted to get rid of that. That they put their life on the lines. And he shaved just like me. And that's sort of like the way the Scottish and the Irish actually shave. Because apparently, according to that, they're good on the water. So they were used during the early days of the Navy SEALs just to make the money, because what they were doing was for somebody and it was top secret. So you can't really talk about any of that. Now, whether their involvement in their heart-wise towards what their mind was thinking, was it any different? Well, you know what? Then you'd have to back up. And the Irish or the Scots. But you know what we keep missing? It's Ireland. And there's something connected to there, and I don't know what it is. Like I said, there's stuff underneath the ocean right near Indonesia, China, and the whole Baltic Sea right now, and they're coming up with now there's a lot of radiation, and that's not because of what happened. What happened purposely because of what was going to happen next. It's all a preparation and a bigger plan. And don't forget, it's not all the governments that are deciding on this. The machine decides. The governments have to rush because they know what the machines are going to do, because somebody's got to run those machines that run who we are. Like I said in my previous, you think God's going to let us on a planet the way we are? We can't have a neighbor. We lock our doors. We lock everything up. And we take off, and when we get to wherever we're going, no one's happy anyways when we get there. Is that what it's supposed to be about? No. We have to learn how to handle it up here and what it's all about. Sometimes we must cheat just to make it by. We don't like it, but in honor of life, sometimes we're forced into a cheating modality, and then we don't get out of it because we completely forget, and that's why we're never supposed to get in there. And the question on cheat is, what does it mean to cheat? You have a credit card, it's up to $1,500, you got a $4,000 limit. Okay, you're 50, 55 years old. What are you going to do for the rest of your life? You're going to go into debt for the other 3,000 and not going to be able to pay it? You use it, and then it abuses your mind because you can't get through it and you're not sure what to do because all you're thinking about paying off is that 30%. So you call them up to make a deal. Hey, make it at 10% because it's going to be hard for me to keep up. And they tell you absolutely no. They want to make you a bad name. Bad name. Bad boy. You signed that paper, my friend. Bad boy. Well, guess what? Sometimes contracts are made to be broken, and I will prove that within the next 60 seconds. You come here onto this planet, you live with the contract of one spirit, you contact the one spirit of death, and you're gone. And that contract is binding, and that's the only contract, and the time you are here, okay, you must, it's a must to understand the actuality of what the word love means. Okay, because love means, okay, to do everything you can to get it done right without cheating. But if you have to cheat to make something better for everybody, then, well, what do you do? If it's me and I'm starving, I just don't pay the bill. I call them up and say, hey, man, this interest rate is ridiculous. It's 30%. I'm only making $10 an hour. If I was making $30 an hour, I can cover the interest rates. But it wasn't made for the poor people, the credit cards. We were made to use it till it hits the limit and chokes us out over. A credit card is to be used in between Christmas, but if you couldn't save up all year until Christmas, how are you going to pay it back till next Christmas? So if you really owe that money, I mean, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, just cut up the credit card, pay what you could, and if you think you just have to drop it because it's really hurting you, then you drop it. So you have a bad name now, but you're 50, 55 years old, 45, 55, 60. What kind of credit do you need? What, the government's not going to give you your pension check? You're not going to collect your welfare check? You're not going to get your GST check? It doesn't matter. We're putting it all in our cars. We shouldn't be using any gasoline or diesel anymore. Some rubber effect, something to do with rubber. I don't know what it is. There's just this big rubber effect between salt not sliding on the ice and gasoline, something rubbery about the whole thing. And maybe because it comes out on the matrix lines that are in the skies that nobody can actually see because it's in the skies. Don't you understand? They're not cheating anybody. It's in the skies. In disguise? It's in disguise. You can't see it. It's disguised. That's why they call it disguise. So we get everything lost in translation. In the sky. Can't see it. These jet planes, J-E-T, number count, Fox, F-O-X, same thing. They both have a letter count of 45, which means it's the Fox. It's one of God's plans to go ahead and make us believe that we're in a world, okay, and whether we're here or not, actually, it doesn't matter. If you can't be a trusted person and you're not a good person, then you ain't good in any world. If you think war is going to stop, like Einstein, Einstein found out that the Germans were producing some kind of warfare, and he suggested to the Americans, well, you should do what the Germans did. And then after that, after he tells them that, he goes ahead and writes a book with another guy, so he's implicated with another guy to save his butt, right, to make like it was his fault. And the Americans continued to do it, and he's telling everybody now, Einstein, how bad it is. And then they go drop one in Hiroshima, right? But that was all set. That was a whole setup plan, that Hiroshima thing. All set up. They had to start it up there because that's where it all begins, in the matrix C's. This C and that C, and this C and that C, and you can connect all the C's together this way and that way, and this way and that way, and you have snakes. Because all the C's create the S's. And it goes around and around and around and around and around, and underneath the C's it's a lot easier, just like that spill of BP last year. I had some funny feeling because the Gulf is not that deep over there, that they went underneath somehow from the ocean floor, from underneath, and shoved a pipe up there that was flooding everything with oil. You know what I'm saying? They connect all these oil things. They need to be out in the sea, because then they can do things in the sea that we can't see. So why not go out into the sea where nobody's going to come? There's no public attraction. Well, we're just working. Right. We're working. Right. Another thing is what's going on Austin, Texas. I just got a flashback connection to Austin, Texas, and also to USA, because USA stands for 41, and Mediterranean stands for 41 in its own realm. In the Monopoly game, it says you must take the Mediterranean, while USA says I take the Mediterranean. That's what it says in the name. I from Austin, Texas, T and A, transverse, the angle, JT. Where did I get this information? Oh, I was dreaming about Jack Tripper and Three's Company. And then boom, Three's Company, Trinity, Jack Tripper, Austin, Texas, a second brother, a hidden brother in Austin, Texas. So this whole show, you see, because all the actors, I mean, are inside with God, even if they don't think they are, they are. Once the minute they can make it anywhere in acting or desire to go there, it's because they have something inside they have to get out. They have to act it out. And it comes out through all of them in Hollywood. They are more holy than they think. Even if they're making holes in our lives, at some point, they're actually showing us the truth on the other end. So as bad as they can be is as good as they can be. So they walk down the red carpet, right? They're the only ones that walk down the red carpet that actually deserve to walk down a red carpet, because it's all in honor of the show they put on. So they're honoring their own selves. So the red carpet is to honor themselves. But you don't get a red carpet unless God introduced it. And he did. And that's why they're using it. Thumbs up, Hollywood. Keep on making them programs, because I'm reading into all of them. They're all fantastic. So the other thing, there's a bunch of other things on here. Did I mention New Delhi? If you read New Delhi backwards, it says an LED light. Okay, so is there something in New Delhi? What's in New Delhi? What's coming out from the ground in New Delhi? I have no idea where New Delhi is. Well, actually, they opened up a deli down the street, and they're selling smoked meat. Heat. Red meat. Smoked meat, New Delhi. Something's cooking. And I don't think it's kosher. Another thing, I started smelling my my honey and a flower. I smelled my honey and a flower, and somehow it had the same smell. And being involved with pigs and chickens all my life, I know what dead hair smells like off of a pig. And when I ate the honey, it smelled just like the back of a pig. It's almost like somehow that smell of the pig is like getting up and creating the flowers, the roses we buy, changing the color, the lipstick we wear, the perfume we wear. Where does all this come from? We're wearing animal. Hey man, I like all the animals, but we're wearing their smell. If it smells this way, then it smells that way. They get the in-between smell, they get rid of this one, they save the potency, so it'll give us the force. They eliminate it by bacteriaing it up and then giving us a plant, a new seed. So the new seed will continue onto that. But the new seed, okay, and when I talk about a new seed, I just don't only meant a seed on a plant, a seed on It's the seed is the core of everything that goes in your mind, and for what you know anything about what the mind is all about. The mind is what sees through these two eyes. You are not here, but it would scare you to put your eyes back here, wouldn't it? Well, I've been there before, not once, a bunch of times. It was the scariest shit in the world. Now I'd like to go back there, and I'm having trouble getting there. But what I did tonight is I go in the bath and I wash, and you keep the water all over your face, and you take your hand like this, you make sure there's very little or a black light. You take the fingers and you push a little bit in the eye, and you'll see a little dot come out, both fingers. The dot will come out. The minute you see that, concentrate on that dot. It'll open up, and it'll show you, oh my God, it's insane what it shows you. I didn't even want to come back. I could have sat in that bath all night. And when I took my fingers off after 10 minutes, I kept seeing the same thing. When you squish your eye, you automatically expand it, okay? So it has a blurred vision. And a blurred vision means your vision is very wide. Or it's very small and you can't see. But it's very wide, you get to see all the lines. This might just be a mystery and a misunderstanding between me and you. Maybe I have no idea, and whatever I'm saying, and everybody's going to try it, nobody could, but I could. So I'm just telling you that I could. If I could, everybody has a chance to. And it takes a big, big thing of loving who you are and wanting just to be the good that you can be in the environment that you are in at present time. You can't always be the perfect person, but it doesn't matter. Love means understanding and trying to be the best that you can be. Understanding the virtue. You see, we go and we come from this earth over and over, but that's it, my friends. Everybody has died and has been scared, and we're going to see a different kind of light coming upon us. Especially, like I said, by the computer numbered analogy of the roulette board of 2014, the end of the year, around the Jewish holidays, or what they call the Lenin leftovers, which is some particles that were in the sky when Lenin went around the other side of the sun, Mercury and Venus. Well, according to, how I saw it, it left particles like a tail of a cat, and maybe a tail of one of these cats. Look at the camera. So it left the tail, and I think it's going to rain on us little pebbles from up there. Now, I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. It's just what I saw and just what the numbers showed up. That's all. February 14th is the date. Right now, for some reason where I am, they're hiding the moon from me, so all I have to do is go online and look for the moon. Because that moon will never get as bright as it needs to be, because it's shedding everything here by snowflakes. Like the last 7 days, it's been raining, right? But only little snowflakes have been coming off, just like it was the mist of the moon just dripping down to the earth and freezing in the air. It hasn't been more than a mist. And what was very funny is 3 nights ago, it was misty and snowing all over the place, and I look into the sky, I see the moon behind this big, big, big cloud, and like the whole sky was clear. It was like, how in the world is it snowing on me? It's almost like going back thousands of years when they talked about these crazy things. How can this ever happen? Well, don't forget, I am bipolar, so I probably see different than everybody else, right? Isn't bipolar manic, depressive? But when you go quick, it means your mind goes quick. That means you can think quicker. That means your imagination can be broader. What's wrong with having a broader imagination? The thing is, with bipolar, you don't want to go all the way up and you don't want to go all the way down. So, based on whoever watches me, they're going to say, yeah, this guy's bipolar. And I'd say, well, it's pretty interesting. I think that name, they finally reckon bipolar, but they don't say exactly what bipolar wrecks at all. They say it wrecks relationships. Well, it's wrecked a lot of relationships for me, because everybody that knows me, or mostly everybody that knows me, who's heard one word of what I said or has seen one of my cassettes, they tell me I should enter a hospital, but I'm not interested. I come out here as a comic. I come out here as an Indian. I come out here as a Bible priest. I come out here as a truck driver, a wood builder. I come out here as a sander. I come out here as a carpenter. I just come out here and do. As long as my mouth empties out, Okay, the interior of my thinking cannot do the bipolar thing because I'm eliminating it by just getting it out. I'm eliminating the down part because whatever I feel down, I'm going to tell you, but you know what? The only down I feel right now is not to have someone behind me that, should I fall one day, to kick me in the ass, let's get back up again, because it's only the name of something that somebody else names because of something that happens in the mind. So you know what's funny about that? I went into one hospital, they gave me 2 pills of one and 1 pill of the other. When I get to the other hospital, by the time I left there, I was sick. They put me 3 times what the first hospital gave me. This is a long time ago already. 3 times. In fact, online it was already toxic. And I'd be waking up every second night. Oh my God, where am I? Where am I? Oh my God, oh my God. I said, I'm in my house, I'm okay. Oh no, oh no. I feel like my mind was completely disconnected. But thank God that I'm smart and the doctor I work with is very good, that we got to a potency where she can say to me, 100 more, 100 less. As long as we both know, you can take the decision. That's all. All you need is that little freedom. But when you're locked into an absolute, you must and you have to, and you this, it's because of this. When someone starts deciding how you feel because of the way you decide to think is because of a disease, I don't see it. But I make myself aware all the time to make sure I don't go down the wrong road. Because sometimes if you go down too deep, I don't bring no shovel with me. So that's why I keep no BS inside of me, and I have none of that to shovel out. Anyways, this is a short video. I plan to make it a 1-minute video. Like I said, Mediterranean, USA, Austin, Texas, New Delhi, and Einstein's name, I still didn't come up to do it yet. My cat has her face right on the light. The way I see it right now, this whole world is about this. I'm like a ghostwriter. I talk about anything, I try my best at everything, and I never give up about anything. If I put something down in the past days, I'd put something down. Oh, gotta get to the store, 6:49, 6:49. Hello. Million, the word million, 2 million, is an expressive word meaning the beta world. 6 zeros. Why 6 zeros? Number 1, okay? A, B, C, D, E, F. Now you got man, okay? Beta world. The 6 zeros make a million. Then what you have is you have 3 eggs. Trinity of the person who comes into life. So now you're 10 million, 100 million, now you're 1 billion. Your life is all about a billion. Money has now gone into the trillions. So we're always chasing the other number. Well, the next movement we go up, and we're in the billions right now, we're in 7.4 billion about, which 7.4 billion represents Jesus, represents the cross, represents TACPAN's, represents so many things. Okay, 74 is the middle of the telephone. 74 is the middle of the roulette, if you know how to do it. There's so many places. 7 and 4, okay, are the 4 corners of the 7 of Christ. 1, 2, 3 in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 7. 3 and 4 dice together, making up the 7. That's your 7.4 million. The 1 is the spirit of your birth. You go 7.419. That'd be the 9 in the 1 spirit of the beta child. The 10 commandments of the 9, making 19, letter S for the spirit. You become number 11, 1 spirit, 1 angel, 1 man. Instead of 1 spirit, 1 angel, and God 7, 1 spirit, 1 angel, and man, which would be 11. J, D, I. Jedi. Because the 1, if you don't mention it, it's an I. It's Jeddah or Jedi. I'm telling you, everything to do with the Germans has everything to do with everything. Not only that, 7.4 billion people in the world, but was marked in the Bible at one point 6.66 billion people in the world in the year 2000. Now this was just an expression in the Bible. So what I did is I went out and I took the 9 lives of the cat and I divided it by the 9 lives of the cat, and my answer, 7.4 billion. Right on the number. Now, if you take, I think it's an average dog, I think it's 80 pounds, or is it 100 pounds? I'm not sure what it is, because dog, God, one is one way, one is the other way, showed up that the dog's life compared to man is 7.4 years for every one of man's years, this size dog. And I took this size dog because God and pounds to kilos. So I put God on one side in kilos, and I used the man on the side in pounds, and I came up with 7.4. So what I'm talking is, now that we have that answer, 7.4, now we're coming up to 7.4 billion in the world. So now we know that's the final stage, because it's just a number, you know, it's just a number that I put together and calculate, that it comes up, and it's just so perfect. I mean, Germany just is, it tells you about everything in life. It seems like everything extended from Germany somehow, because all the brightness, all the speed, all the way where the cars are from. Italy, Germany, Italy. I mean, we know that end of the world started up the USA, and I think it was the USA that was pushed as the guinea pigs, like Ghana. Ghana pushed like the guinea pigs to see how much they're going to suck before they stop giving in and start treating the people right. Okay, they're going to work on the system. What are they going to say? What do you think God would say if they break the system? God would love it. He'd say, oh my God, one man saved the world. Oh my God, they're not in the barracks of Obama. They're out in the world saying, my friends, this is a real world. It doesn't matter what the name of the planet is, even if they call it Earth. I think Earth is not a real planet even. I think it's Mars that we go to after this, because the first angel letter is the M. The first angel letter after Alpha is the B. If you slide the B apart, it becomes M1, which is like Mission Impossible. We're going down to Mars. We're going to go to Mars. Mars is where the Earth is. But it's not that way, it's that way, closer to the sun. Right now it's a fabricated sun. Anyways, I'm a fabricated sun. We're going to stop right here. Stories. You can believe what you want. It's so hard to believe anything. You gotta, I've been there, you know. I've just entered into that other realm where somehow I seem to think that everything here is not exactly the way it is. Could be all the movies I watched, right? I'm just repeating what every single movie in my life has ever seen. And the outcome of that is reality is not the truth of the end part of existence.